Looking for the best micro ATX case to suit your needs? In this video, we're diving into some of the top options available right now. Before we begin, don't forget to check out the links in the description to find the best deals within your budget. Let's get started. Number 5. Cooler Master Q300L V2 is the follow-up to the popular Masterbox Q300L, and it brings some nice updates to the original design. One of the biggest changes is the addition of a Type-C connector, which is a major reason it's on our list. If you're looking for a case with Type-C and don't want the more popular Thermaltake Versa H17, this is a great alternative. This case can handle powerful hardware, supporting GPUs up to 360mm, and it works with standard ATX power supplies. However, its cooling options are a bit more limited. The largest radiator it can fit is 240mm, and it only supports up to 5 120mm fans or 2 140mm fans. It does come with a dust filter and offers decent cable management space under the motherboard. While the case is solid overall, its fan support is just average, and there are no dedicated SSD or HDD slots. You can still place them wherever you like, though. If having a Type-C connector is a must for you, the Cooler Master Q300L V2 is probably the best choice in this price range. Number 4. Thermaltake Versa H7 Next. Now, smaller cases can sometimes be a pain to cool, especially if you're trying to keep costs down, but not with the Versa H17, which is also quite affordable, but that's not the only reason we're recommending it. After all, this case is sleek, quiet, and really understated. Whether you're planning on using air cooling or liquid cooling, it's pretty much a workhorse that doesn't need to shout about how good it is. It just gets the job done. It comes with a 120mm fan pre-installed in the rear. And you have the option to install 3 120mm fans or 2 140mm fans in the front, and if you really want to maximize the airflow, you can also throw in a 120mm or 140mm fan at the top. And for you liquid cooling lovers, it supports a 280mm radiator in the front and a 120mm in the rear. Now, drive cages can sometimes be annoying when you're trying to route your cables and get a clean build. That's why the Versa H17 uses hidden drive bays that stay out of the way but still allow for 2.5-in and 2 3.5-in drives at the same time. That's pretty handy, and the ports on the front panel are nicely placed at the top with USB 3.0, USB 2.0, and separate microphone and headset jacks. Besides, like some pricier models out there, the Thermaltake Versa H17 can fit both micro ATX and mini ATX motherboards, so you've got superb flexibility there. The only real downside is that it doesn't have a Type-C port, but that aside, if you're a fan of simple yet effective design and want a solid, underrated case that can handle a good amount of cooling, the Thermaltake Versa H17 is definitely worth a look. Moving right along to Number 3. lancool 205 Mesh. You know, I just couldn't make a list of PC cases without a lancool showing up somewhere, and this one I have here is the younger sibling of the lancool 205C, which is the ATX mid version. Now, the 205C does have a few advantages, but the micro ATX version, the 205 Mesh, holds its own, and it does that for one main reason: RGB. Yes, this is our obligatory RGB entry on the list. Some might love it, some might hate it, but you've got to admit this case looks slick. You get 2 pre-installed 140mm ARG fans in the front, and there's room for 3 more 120mm fans if you want to go all out, but this case has more to offer than just looks. You've got plenty of space to fit just about any GPU you can find up to 375mm, and it can handle ATX power supplies up to 180mm and CPU coolers up to 160mm. You can also mount a 240mm radiator either on the top or in the front of the case, and you get those extra SSD and HDD slots that we always appreciate, and it wouldn't be a mesh case if it didn't have a front mesh panel plus 2 dust filters. Now, here we go again. We are hit by the lack of Type-C port epidemic once more, and you do miss out on the third pre-installed RGB fan that comes with the bigger 205C, but hey, we have the pretty lights to console us, so it's still safe to say that if you're after a max case that looks really good, has a good amount of space, and has the trust of lancool, then the lancool 205 Mesh is surely a worthy choice. Number 2. Thermal Tower 300. Now, Thermaltake Tower series has always had a very distinct design. You either love it or you hate it, but the Tower 300 actually breaks the mold a bit, and instead of a traditional box shape, it's got this unique front panel cut that gives you a great panoramic view into the case. Here's the thing though, this design also allows the Tower 300 to be laid down effortlessly. How cool is that? Be sure that you'll need a good amount of space for that maneuver, but if that's not possible, you could also buy Thermal test chassis stand kit to try it out, and another extra you can buy is a small LCD monitor that can display your PC temps, act as a clock, or even show the weather, which is pretty neat. Now honestly, for a micro ATX case, the Thermaltake Tower 300 is big, I mean really big, so laying it down on its side will be a bit of a spatial challenge, but that big size has its benefits. For example, you can fit up to a 420mm radiator, and it can fit up to 6 140mm fans in addition to the 2 pre-installed ones, so it really prioritizes great airflow. You also get all the connections up front, including a Type-C connector. Yep, finally, and it's got pretty well thought out cutouts for managing the cable tangles with ease. But here's the catch: Thermal decided for some reason that you don't need immediate access to your motherboard's I/O panel, so they locked it inside the case, so you have to either open the front glass panel or the top of the case to reach it, which is honestly a bit baffling. The thing is, everything else about this case is so fun, cool, and convenient that this one issue just sticks out. So if you don't mind the I/O panel situation and the slightly higher price tag, you're looking at something unique with a lot of cooling potential, and here it is. Number 1. Asus Prime AP21. We know PC cases don't usually generate a lot of hype, but this one got pretty close, and for good reason. It has everything a case should have without any unnecessary fluff. Think about it, you've got toolless mesh panels on all 4 sides and support for up to 6 fans, so you know your PC is going to get all the air it needs. The 33L footprint may not be huge, but it really makes the most of that space. It's built to support PUS up to 338mm and radiators up to 360mm, as well as standard ATX-sized power supplies, so you've got lots of room to build what you want. Then there are some of the extras that really make it great. You get space for HDDs, a dedicated SSD slot, and several USB connections, including the Type-C connector that we've all been craving. Plus there's some hidden space to make your cable management less of a nightmare. When it comes to looks, the Asus Prime AP21 has a really clean design, and it relies on this simple but satisfying mesh for its aesthetic. Sure, some might find it a bit boring, but if you prefer the simple and effective approach, then you're going to love this one. If not, you've also got the option of tempered glass side panels, which are available in both black and white. The only downside is that it can gather dust easily, but if that concerns you only a little, the AP21 is a fantastic, well-designed case if you're looking for a great max case that has great performance and isn't needlessly flashy. Thanks for watching. If you want more videos like these, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Also press the bell icon for instant notifications so that you never miss a video from